Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Creative Chaos with Laurie. Well, I am Laurie. Today we are going to take this stone and these beads and this glue and this wire. We're going to take all sorts of things and we're going to make another wire tree. I've really been enjoying making wire trees lately, and especially since I found some really cool stones. Now, this stone was gifted to me by my daughter, my older daughter. She's way into rocks and stones and things just like I am, so that was a really special treat to get that from her. So I picked these beads up from Amazon. Now, I am glad that I bought them early. I had planned on using them with a particular type of stone for a wire tree I want to do for my mom, but the beads in the picture and the beads that I got look like two different beads, honestly. So it was a little misleading. I think they just had really good lighting and it just lit them up to look nice, bright, and clear, whereas they aren't. But they're still gorgeous. I'm still really glad that I got them because they went along with this stone just fantastically well. They come on fishing line, and so you just have to work at it to get them off the line, and I just put them into a little cup to make it easier to access them. So we'll watch me struggle getting them in there for a little bit. Now, the wire I chose is actually, it's not just silver. It's kind of, I'd almost call it a dirty wire. It's got some dark pieces to it. It's got some lighter pieces to it. But I liked that with the stone and with my stone chips that I got. It just looked like it worked really well together. Now, I didn't have enough of it to make up all 20 pieces, and so I supplement with this dark blue wire and a little bit of silver. So I'm cutting, let's see, about 15 inches off, and I cut 20 pieces. So I won't make you watch me cut all of them, but that's basically what I do. So now you can see the dark blue of the new wire. That's the dark blue wire I got. I'm just counting them to see how many I've got all together. And then I think I just need to cut up one or two of the silver. And that should get me going. I got all of these wires from Michaels, but I think that you can get the colored wires now from Hobby Lobby. Although I hear rumors their prices on their wire is going up, so just be aware that that's something that is going on. Now, I wiggle the wire back and forth to take some of the curl out of it so that it's not so difficult to work with. And then we're just going to start putting on the beads. Or the chips. I guess they're stone chips. They're not really beads. So, we're going to take the wire, and I am just going to do 3 chips for the middle, and then we're just going to do 2 more branches, and I'm only going to do 3 on those as well. This is going to be a smaller wire tree, so I don't need to go up to 5 branches. Although you can if you'd like to, but since this is smaller, I didn't want it to be too top heavy and knock the stone over. So we put 3 on here, and then you go up to the wire, leaving, you don't want to go all the way up to the twisted part. You want to leave a little bit of room because you got to have more wire to twist. So, and then you want to take your longer strand and do the same thing on the other side. So 3 more chips. And then take it down, leave about 1/4 of an inch, and then twist it several times. And then I decided to do something different this time. Instead of just twisting 8 or 9 times, I decided to twist all the way down. And holy cow, did that give my hands a workout. That was exhausting. My hands were just aching by the time I was done. It's not easy to twist as you get further down because it's harder to grip that tiny little wire. So I tried twisting from the top to see if that would make any difference. And it did help. But then it started twisting really tight at the top and not as far down below. But I went down as far as I could. And I did the same thing on all of them. I wanted to give my trunk kind of this twisted, extra twisted wire look to it. I thought that would just be really cool. Just spread my branches out a little bit, and then we'll continue to do this with all 20 strands. Now, I'm not going to make you watch me do it on all 20 strands, but I will go through it with you one more time. So we spread it down to the middle, and then twist. I usually twist 3 or 4 times, usually 4. And you can make that, you can twist, like if you want it to be bigger and further out, further apart, you can make those, you can make 5 or 6 or even 8 twists. You can make them as big or as little as you want. And it'll give your tree a different look. It's really cool. So again, we put 3 chips on there, giving ourselves about 1/4 of an inch room for twisting. And then you pull the wires down, find the longest one, and do the same thing on the other side. And then we'll twist that. And then I will go through the same agonizing process of trying to twist all the way down. I did get pretty good at it by the end, but holy cow, it was a process. And it does give the trunk a really cool look when you look closely up at it. I wasn't able to get a really good look at it for you guys, but in person, it's really cool looking. Okay. So I've got all 20 of my branches done. And now we're going to take 3 of them. We're going to take 2 and twist them together about 5 times. 4 or 5 times. And then we're going to take another branch, go a little bit further down, and twist that a few times. Do the same thing here. I'm putting 2 branches together. And then adding another one a little further down. So we've got 3 of them done. Now the last, so you go in groups of 3, so you're going to have 2 left over, because 3 into 8 or 3 into 20 will go in 6 times with 2 left over. So you'll have 6 main branches and then 1 kind of 2 branch one left. You didn't know you were going to get a math lesson today, did you? Not exactly what you were looking for. All right, it's almost done. And then here's our 2 piece. Okay, now we're just going to repeat what we did before. We're going to take 2 branches, kind of put them side by side, twist those 3 or 4 times, and then add another one down a little further. Do that same thing, take 2 of them, add them side by side, twist about 3 or 4 times, and then I ended up doing 2 and 2. And then I added 2 together and 1 a little bit down below. I was kind of moving it back and forth to see where it would fit best. And then tighten that trunk up as much as your little hands will allow you. And this is where you want to take the opportunity to really go through the branches, separate things, make it look full. You can take your pliers if you want to. I didn't on this one, but you can take your pliers if you want to and kind of twist and bend the branches around to make them look a little bit more organic. And then I started taking 2 of the wire bunches and twisting them together. And then I took 2 more and twisted them together until I think I have either 6 or 7 bunches by the time I am done. Or I should say roots. I have 6 or 7 roots done. I wanted them to be a little bit thicker because I didn't want a whole bunch of tiny little roots. There you can see I didn't want those all over my table, so I had to figure. It always takes me, every time I do this, it always takes me a time or 2 to figure out I need to use my fingers to help get them off. So I think I ended up with 6 roots. Or 5. Maybe I had 5. I don't know. I don't get paid enough. All I know is this was fun. So then we're going to take our, I think they're round nose pliers. I think that's what they're called. And we're just going to twist the ends in so that they're not sticking out. We don't want to get anybody poked. So you can see, yep, 5. Okay, I ended up with 5 roots. I guess that makes sense because with 20, no, we're not going to do another math lesson. Never mind. Okay, so now we get our rock out. I'm going to take my round nose pliers again, and we're just going to play with the roots a little bit, make them look a little bit more organic, less straight, because roots definitely don't necessarily grow straight out. And it just looks so neat when you kind of bend them and twist them and have them pop up. And then we're going to take and we're going to kind of mold the wire to the rock. Now this part is hard to see because I have to be able to put it down on the table in order to really get it. But I love the way I was able to make it go over the edge. And then we're going to take our elastic and really tighten those down. We want it close to the trunk so that the tree itself will stay put. But you don't want it so tightly against there that you can't get your glue in. So I use E6000, and just because it's what I have on hand, and I try to do a great big dollop right underneath the trunk. And then I go through and I look for each of the little curly Q points, and I do a little glob of glue underneath those. You can't really see right here, but I do try to move it around so that you can see it, especially right here. So I just take a glob and I put it underneath the wire to glue it to the rock. So, and then you wait 24 hours. You're able to take off your wire. If you have any elastic that's kind of stuck to the glue, you can just take some pliers and it pulls off pretty easily. And you have yourself a new wire tree. I am so grateful to my daughter for buying me this really cool looking stone. I think it turned out really well. So everyone, have a great day, make it a great week, and we will see you next week. Bye.